If you've ever felt stuck, unseen, or afraid to bet on yourself, and you know there's more in you than the life that you're currently living, do not scroll. This episode right here might be a sign that it's time for you to shift. This is TrueShift, where purpose meets courage and your transformation begins. Welcome to TrueShift Network. I am Gladys, and I'm really glad you're here with me today. This is our very first episode, and honestly, it means a lot that you're choosing to start this journey with me. This space right here, it's all about purpose, alignment, and real transformation. Not the kind that just sounds good, but the kind that starts on the inside and eventually shows up in every part of your life. Today, we are having a great conversation I truly believe can help you step into the next version of yourself. And before we go any further, I want to share a little of my story because it's the reason this platform even exists. Let me take you back to a season of my life when everything felt heavy. And I mean really heavy. This was about 15 years ago. I had a 3-year-old at home. I was unhappy in my marriage, and I felt stuck. Not in one area, but in every area. The kind of stuck where you wake up carrying a weight you can't even explain. You're functioning, but you're not really living. My marriage wasn't what I had dreamed it would be. My career wasn't moving the way I had hoped. And I had no idea how to pull myself out of the rut I was in. I remember waking up some mornings thinking, is this it? Is this what my life is going to look like? I showed up. I went to work. I took care of my family. I smiled when I needed to. But inside, I felt disconnected. Like I was watching my life happen instead of actually living it. And the hardest part, I didn't feel brave enough to open up to most of my friends and family members about everything that was going on with me. I had people around me, but I didn't want to be judged. I didn't want pity. I didn't want anyone to look at me differently. So what did I do? I stayed silent. I felt helpless. I felt alone. And I felt like I was failing at a life I was supposed to be grateful for. And I remember thinking, if I feel like this, there have to be other women who feel the same way. Women whose progress feels invisible. Women who keep running into walls. Women who stay unhappy because betting on themselves feels too risky. And maybe that's you today. If it is, I want you to hear me clearly. You are not alone, and you are not stuck forever. So how did I climb out of the rut I was in? Little by little, and I really mean little by little. I started making small, quiet decisions. The kind that didn't look dramatic on the outside, but meant everything on the inside. I started asking myself questions I had avoided for years. What do I want? What do I need? What would happen if I choose me just this once? Those questions led to action. I started reading again. I started researching. I started moving my body. I started saying no to what drained me and yes to what gave me peace. And slowly, I started to breathe again. I started to see myself again, not just as a mother, not just as a wife, not just as an employee, but as a woman with dreams, desires, and purpose. And as I grew, something in me woke up. This pull, this calling to help other women get back into the arena of life, fighting for the things that matter. Funny enough, at one point, I even considered becoming a clinical psychologist. I wanted to help women rebuild their lives. But that path would have taken years with my engineering background. So what did I do? I pivoted. I earned my MBA. I built a strong career. I left a toxic marriage that was slowly killing me. And little by little, I built a life I had envisioned. For the first time in years, I was making the decisions. It felt unfamiliar at first, but it felt right. And here's what I've learned. Winning doesn't always look like applause or promotions. Sometimes winning looks like peace. Sometimes it looks like clarity. Sometimes it looks like waking up proud of the woman that you're becoming. Sometimes winning, it's simply choosing yourself. So after the rebuild came the redirection. Even as my career grew, that passion never left. For over a decade, I poured everything into my work. I wanted to be excellent, and I was. But eventually, I realized something uncomfortable. I was building someone else's vision more than my own. And that realization, that was a redirection. Because your calling isn't always loud. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it nudges. Sometimes it shows up as discomfort, even when everything looks fine on the outside. My calling wasn't about titles. It was about impact, helping women identify their purpose, align with their calling, and transform their lives. And if you've ever felt that quiet tug, that sense that there's more, this channel is for you. Let me talk to the woman who's been strong for too long. The woman who's tired of pretending she's okay. The woman who pours into everyone else but feels empty when she's finally alone. Let me talk to the woman carrying silence battles. The kind nobody sees, the kind you push through because you don't want to fall apart. The woman praying for a sign, asking God, is there more for me than this? The woman caught between fear and faith. I want you to hear me clearly. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not disqualified. And you are not done. There's still more in you. There's still purpose in you. And there's a version of you haven't even met yet that's waiting on the other side of your courage. You don't have to have it all figured out today. You just need one step, one decision, one shift. And that is why TrueShift exists, to walk with you as you take those steps. This is a place to rethink your purpose, to dig deeper, to ask yourself if you are truly living the life God intended for you. On this channel, you'll find tools, conversations, and strategies to help you build and transform your life. You will find your tribe, a safe space where we support each other, exchange ideas, and hold space for one another as we shift our mindsets, level up, and evolve. Every episode will make you think. Some might challenge what you've believed for years. Some might stretch you. Some might make you uncomfortable, but in the very best of ways. Because growth doesn't happen in comfort. Growth happens in honesty, in reflection, in courage. And we're going to walk through all of that together. So if this episode speaks to you, join me. Invite someone else who needs this. Let's walk this journey of self-discovery together. Let's find out what's on the other side of our fears and the things that have been holding us back. Because once you realize that what God is calling you to do is yours and not a group project, you stop waiting for permission. You stop waiting for validation. The assignment is yours and yours alone. So I want to leave you with three things. 3 takeaways I want you to carry with you after this episode. 1, you're allowed to choose yourself. 2, small steps still count. And 3, your story isn't over. So as I begin to wrap things up in this episode, I want to say thank you for spending this time with me today. If something in this episode stirred hope, courage, clarity, even a little fire, don't ignore it. Lean into it and let's discuss in the comment section. And don't keep it to yourself, friend. Share this episode with another woman who needs a shift. Someone who's ready to rise, ready to heal, ready to transform. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Because we are building something real on this channel. A community of women who are ready to do the work, ready to grow, and ready to walk in purpose. Your assignment is yours alone, but you don't have to walk the journey alone. I'm here. The community that we're building will be here. And together, we're going to build, rise, and shift into the lives that were intended for us. Thanks again for watching, and I'll be looking for you in the next episode. Until then, be kind to yourself and to others. Bye-bye, friend.